guys, I'm Abby. Welcome to my channel. I am an American teenager who is currently living in England, and I want to share with you things that I dislike about living here. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing is that there's no AC.
During the summer,
it gets so miserable because it gets so hot. There's nowhere to go to escape it because they just don't have it here. So if you want to escape the heat, you're gonna have to go to your car, take a cold shower, or stand in front of the freezer because it gets hot. Okay, the next thing that I don't really like about living here is that the roads, particularly the country roads, are so narrow, windy, and bumpy. And it is just so hard to drive on them, especially since you have all these tractors and then big trucks coming out of nowhere. And all these cars are speeding by, you're having to make room for them, and the roads are just so small. But in the States, you don't really have small roads. Usually the roads are bigger, wider, they're smoother, and it's easier to drive there. Whereas here, you gotta be careful, especially during the winter months. When it's icy, it gets especially challenging to drive. Okay, the third thing that I dislike about living here is that I cannot drive yet. In the States, you can start driving when you're 15 and get your license when you are 16, but here you cannot start driving until you are 17 years old, and then you can get your license when you are 18. So I have a little bit longer to go till I can drive, which is kind of a bummer because I wish I could drive. I see my friends in the States driving, and sometimes I get a little bit
jealous because
I want to drive, and it's something that here I don't get yet. I won't get for a little bit longer, so definitely don't enjoy that. Okay, the fourth thing that I don't like about living here is that you do not find closets in homes. Usually I have not seen a home that has closets built into them, whereas in the States it is pretty common to find closets built into your house. So here I had to get wardrobes and dressers to put my clothes in, and I definitely miss just having a closet that's already there so I don't need to take up extra space of my room. The fifth thing that I don't particularly enjoy about living here is that it is constantly so rainy, so gloomy and foggy, and just kind of depressing weather. The sun doesn't shine a lot here, so it is constantly kind of more dark, especially during the winter months, really dreary, and the winter just feels really long. So I definitely enjoy when the sun does shine, but it is rare here. Okay, the sixth thing that I don't really like about living here is that the shops and businesses close so much earlier than they do in the States. I feel like places are closing at around 5 to 6 p.m.-ish, whereas in the States, they stay open so much later. You'll find places even open 24 hours. I mean, here they do have some places that are open 24 hours, but it's not as common as in the States. So one time I was at an amusement park and it was closing at 6 p.m., whereas other parks in the States are open till 10 or midnight or just a lot later times compared to here. And other stores here close at 5 p.m., 6 p.m. So if you're coming from work or school, you do not have a lot of time to go out and then go to the store, especially since sometimes you have to drive kind of further here, whereas in the States, things are closer together. Okay, the seventh thing that I do not enjoy about living here is that there are not window screens. So it is really common to find window screens at houses in the States, but here, they're not here. So I have had bats come into my home, and it has been a challenge. I had to kind of DIY some screens, but yeah, you do not find screens here. I saved the worst for last, and it is the separate hot and cold taps of a faucet. And I don't know who designed this and what they were thinking, because it is so hard to choose since you have a decision. Okay, do I want to freeze my hand off or burn my hand off? And so constantly I turn both. I'm trying to splash water back and forth, just awkward juggle of trying to get this good temperature so I can wash my hands in peace. But it
doesn't always turn out that good.
It's just so uncomfortable, so hot, so cold, and my hands are just
dying. They're dying. And
I mean, there are some homes that do have a single faucet where you can just lift it up, and hot and water, you can just choose what temperature you want it at. But a lot of homes here do have the separate taps, and it is very hard to wash your hands, especially because the taps are right up against the sink, so you cannot even get your hand underneath really to wash them. You do not have enough room to be washing them. And so not only do you not have enough room, it is at an unbearable temperatures at times. That's all the reasons that I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to thumbs it up. And if you have any video suggestions, make sure to comment them down below. I will check out every single idea. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you on another video.